I am so excited to be doing this right now. Yes, it's close to Halloween, but you'll probably see this video after Halloween. But I could be doing, and I should be doing plenty of other things right now, but I'm too excited to do this, and I finally got everything in that I dropped everything else just to do this. We are in my bedroom today because we are redoing my bedroom. I'm tired of hearing people say that it's like cold and empty and it looks unfinished in here. I'm a minimalist, and honestly, I could live with less in here and just be just fine. As long as I have a bed and that TV, which is even that is like a if, I don't really need anything else in my bedroom. But I get it, it does border on the line of just really looking empty. So we're gonna redo it today. And I did go to school for interior decorating and design, and I'm trying to build my portfolio up for that because every job asks for a portfolio and I do not have one. So we're gonna start in here, and hopefully I get to every room in the house in time because every room in the house does need a little bit of an upgrade. But I figured I would start in here because it's kind of the corner of the house, and then I'll just make a circle upstairs and a circle downstairs upgrading what needs to be done in this house. So really quickly, I'm going to give you an overview of what this room looks like now before we start, and then we will start. There goes the front door. That's the bathroom. We're not touching that today. There goes one wall. And I'm sorry, things are left out because that's just how they are. Here goes the other wall. That's a closet, and there goes the front door. So that's making a lap around this room. And really quickly, let me give you an overview of the things that are not changing and are not being touched. I am not getting a new bed. This bed I absolutely love. I don't need another one. So the bed's staying, the TV is staying on this stand. It is not getting put on the wall. You can see there's 2 holes in the wall right there, which need to be finished being patched up. It's not going back on the wall. The nightstands that you can't see right now, they are staying. The black dresser looking thing over there, completely staying. But everything else is kind of up for grabs. If we don't want it in here, we're definitely going to move it out. Oh, and the fan is staying because I just replaced that not too long ago. It's almost brand new. It doesn't need to be replaced. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get everything out of the room that is not staying, starting with this carpet. I really dislike this carpet. It's hard to clean. It's my only carpet that's not machine washable. It's time to go, and I don't even think it's in a good condition to donate it. I think it just needs to go in the trash, which today was trash day, so I had the chance to put it out, and I didn't. Should have did it then. All right, we're going to move the things out of here that are not staying. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. You might not even realize it, but to me, it's like a huge thing. My neighbor's dog did get me in the face, and I try not to let her, but she's such a small dog. She's so fast. I am allergic to dogs, so I'm having a reaction to that. Still currently having a reaction to that, but it happens. Oh, and by the way, there is a dog bed that goes like right there, but it's getting washed right now, so it's not in here right now, but there is a dog bed that normally is in here. Same thing happens with my dog if I let him do that, but I do not let him do that, and he knows better now. He is an older senior dog. Let's move on with decorating this though. First thing I want to do and what I like to do is figure out what's going to be the center point of the room. I'm just showing you that we're keeping that toolbox up because we're going to need it. So I like to figure out what's going to be center point of the room, and it's actually going to be a painting. And then I did the room off of the painting. The colors that were in the painting, the feel that the painting gave off, that's what dictated the rest of the room. We will not be putting up the painting first. We're going to be fixing up the room a little bit. It does need some touch-ups here or there. But when you see the painting, everything will come together. This picture is going to stay. The Alexa is going to stay. But this statue can be, I could take it or leave it. I honestly bought it for my living room, thinking that it was like double this size. It obviously was not. I do love it, but I could take it or leave it, so I'm going to leave it out for now. And if I want to bring it back in, I will. This lamp is not staying, but the bulb is, because the bulb is like this LED changing bulb. So the bulb is staying, and I'm going to keep the lamp. I'm just not going to keep it in here, but I do like to keep my lamps because they are expensive. And so if I have the room to store them, I store them instead of giving them away. So this one's going to be put in storage for now. And when we get to the bed, I got a whole new bed set. Even though we're not changing the frame or the mattress right now, I did get a new bed set for the bed, so that kind of matches the room. Okay, so all the stuff that we're not keeping is gone and out of the room. The next thing to do is to really clean off this floor because it is a mess. And then I have some places that I need to patch up with paint. So I bought a new paintbrush, but I still have the paint that I used in this room. So there's just a few spots that I need to quickly go over. So we're gonna clean this floor and quickly patch up some of the paint in here.
And we cannot skip this step, right? After we take out everything that we're not keeping, it's so important to clean before we then redecorate. We don't want to put new stuff on dirty old things. So it's always important to take the time out and not rush when you're cleaning a room that you're redoing. And you never know what you might find. You might find something that's broken that you planned on keeping, but now it's probably not the best idea. Or you might find paint that needs to be fixed up or wood that needs to be fixed up. You'd be surprised what you find when you start cleaning. I'm using some cleaner from Target. So I have my vacuum from Walmart. I have cleaner from Target. The Swiffer mop, I don't know where that came from. I've had it for a while now. As you can see, I like cleaners from all different stores. I definitely have specific ones at specific stores that I like. But I'm just making sure to wipe down the headboard, well, the whole bed frame, the nightstand, the dresser, the TV stand. Just making sure to hit all of that before we move on. And yes, I use disinfectant for everything, though I wouldn't normally recommend it for everything, but things need a good deep cleaning in this room. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend using disinfectant on the TV, but this time I did. Somehow I unplugged the fire stick or whatever it is, and it was so hard to figure out how to get it back working again.
Okay, I wiped down both side tables, the bed, the TV, that dresser over there. The only other things I would like to wipe down in this whole redecorate and redesigning thing is the fan, which I need the ladder for, and the windows. But I'm going to wait to do the windows until I'm actually ready to replace everything on the window. But yeah, the windows need to be wiped down too. Well aware. Alright, I'm going to go grab that ladder so we can clean these windows and start patching up the paint, because there's a lot of paint near the windows that need to be repatched. Just remember, if you're redoing your room, always clean before you start painting, because if you try to do it the opposite way around, your dust and your dirt is going to stick to the wet paint.
This is one thing in the room that did not get done on this whole remodel process, which needs to be done, but it has to be done in time, is the windows. I might say it later on, but these windows all need to be replaced. I started to replace windows in my house, and for 2 windows, it was over $2,000. So I don't have the money to replace all of them now. We have upwards of 20 windows in the whole house, which I love. It gives us a lot of light in the room, but that also means that when they start to break and they start to get old, it's expensive to replace. So for right now, we are not replacing the windows, but that's okay because we're putting some nice window treatments on the window, which will help hide any flaws that these old windows have. They are original to the house. And I was very lucky when we bought this house that the old owners kept detailed records of everything they used in the house. Owner manuals, paint samples, they kept so much detailed records that it made me motivated to do it myself as we took over the house, and I definitely did. And so when I need things like paint and stuff like that, if I don't have it, I do have the samples. I can always go and get a paint match. They have no idea that they taught me that, but they did. And now I keep records of everything. Yeah, I had to do some baseboard work. Some of the wood was messed up and needed a little bit of wood filler and need a little bit of paint.
I painted for hours. It's funny how when you start doing touch-ups, you'll find more and more that you need to paint or fix. So I was painting for quite some time. And I cleaned the windows, and I actually fixed the curtain rods too. It's time to put up blinds. We're going to be taking down any curtains that are in this room. They're not going to be used in here anymore. The correct thing to do, and what I was taught, was that when you redo a room, it's actually proper to have both blinds and curtains in a room, so that you have a variety for how much light you want in a room. So there used to be blinds on these windows. I took them down because I didn't like them, but it's time to replace them and put up new blinds because that's the proper thing to do, and that's what I was taught. So I got blinds for each window. We're going to be taking down any curtains that are in here. They're not going to be used anymore. We're going to actually add color. But first thing to do is put up these blinds, which I might need help for because you have to drill a hole into the window frame to actually hang these up.
This was the hardest thing I did because it was at such an odd angle and I didn't have the muscle behind me for that drill at this angle, but they are up and they're working. So I said later on that this is like the cheaper curtains off of Amazon. I just want to explain a little bit why they're the cheaper ones in case you're looking to replace them in your house. If you look at a curtain from the side, it might look like a honeycomb where it has 2 layers. These curtains only have 1, so they don't filter out as much light as a 2-layer curtain would.
I feel really bad. My dog's trying to get here, but his bed's still getting washed, and my bed is now covered with stuff, so there's nowhere for him to lay seriously. So he just keeps scratching at the door. Okay, so are you ready? This is going to be some of the color that's added to the room. As you see, the walls are white. I think it's called like polar bear white or something. I don't know exactly. The blinds are white, so I went with the color for the actual curtains. And when you see the wall art I'm going to put up on the wall, all the colors will make sense. So this is the color of the curtains I went for. By the way, since it is getting dark out, I will wait until tomorrow when there's natural light to show you the finished product of the room so that you can see the actual colors in good lighting. But for right now, this is the color that I went for the curtains. It's olive green, bought it off of Amazon. It is more of a sheer. It's not really a blackout curtain, you can see right through it, but I figure with the blinds and this, it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, I sleep a lot longer when there's blackout curtains on the windows, which is the point. I sleep in too much, so I don't mind not having them. And I didn't know if I wanted 1 curtain per window, because these are standard windows, but they seem small. So I didn't know if I wanted a pair or just 1. So I'm going to try 1. If I don't like it, we'll put another one up. But I didn't want to look too much on one window. So 1 actually fits perfectly. So I'm not going to put another one up. But if you see my pan around of the room, I tie out my curtains. It's not really great for your curtains to do that. So I did buy curtain tie backs this time. And the curtain tie backs I went with are gold. So I will no longer have to tie up my curtains. I can use this. We're going to do it. We could do it in the middle, or we could do it on the side. I think we'll do it in the middle. Downstairs for the double windows, I have it on the sides, but I think for up here, we're going to do it in the middle. And there's so many different ways you could tie a tie back. I'm going to do it that way. And I am leaving this curtain down for now because it faces my neighbor's house, and as you can see, it's dark outside, and they can now see in here, and they definitely were looking like, what is she doing now? So I'm definitely leaving that down for now. And as the blinds relax from being in the box and compressed the whole time, they will expand the hole left in the window. They're just not doing that right now because they've been like this for a while. So they will fit the window, don't worry about it. All right, I'm gonna do the other 2 windows and then I'll show you when it's done. Okay, the next thing we're going to get up is the wall art. This is what the whole room was based around, was this wall art. I found this wall art first, and then everything else that I'm putting in this room was based upon this. And that's a great idea to go with because wall art does make such a big statement. So yeah, it's really good to base a room off of whatever art you have in it. So as you've seen, and you might have seen above my bed, I do have 2 pieces of wall art that are staying. The one above my bed is black and it has like in tan, it says life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. That's staying. And then the bird over here is staying. This will go good with that. And so you ready to see what I got for this room? It is huge. If you're looking for a big, cheap wall art, check out Wayfair. That's not sponsored. I always buy wall art from there. It's always nice. I do normally get canvas because it's a lot cheaper. But if you want your room to look a lot more classic and more expensive looking, more luxurious looking, you really should get it in a frame with glass. But I went for canvas because it was cheaper. So here goes the wall art for in here. knew I wanted it big because this wall is kind of big. So I think it's a 36 by 36 if I'm correct. So for this canvas wrap, I paid less than 50 bucks. But if you wanted it with a frame with glass, again, it looks really nice. It was over $100. I wasn't doing that. Even with the canvas, look, it comes with its own wire to hang it. Really, $50. It wasn't even on sale. So I think it's called the City. And I know that there's two different ones. I only got this one. So we're going to hang it up right behind me between the two windows. So when you walk in the room, you see it. It's going to kind of be a focal point for this room.
I just measured a bunch of times, more than you're ever going to see here, to make sure I got the center of this wall, and then to make sure I got the center height of the wall. I want it a little bit over, halfway up the wall, because I'm short, so I tend to hang things lower than it should be. But, yeah, so I measured many times before this went up.
My little leveler still works. I got this with, I think, a picture to hang one time, and I kept it, and it still works, so there it goes. It's so funny how it looks on camera, but it really takes up that space exactly how I wanted it to. It looks good. Let's move on to the rug. Okay, don't laugh at my rug, okay? I ordered 9 by 12. I did want one size up, but the price wasn't in my price range. So I ordered 9 by 12. I did not expect it to come in a box. This is how the rug came. So when it comes out, it's probably going to need time to settle. It's going to have creases, but this is how it came. By the way, I know you're supposed to have a rug pad under these rugs. This one is machine washable, so now all of my rugs are machine washable. You're supposed to have a pad under it to make it more cushioning, but I have animals who don't always make it to the bathroom. That's also why I'm not redoing this floor right now. I have animals who don't always make it to the bathroom. They're seniors, and so I'm not going to buy a padding that will literally just soak up anything that is on there. Maybe in the future, but right now it's not a smart choice. It looks like a giant blanket. You'll see the picture better in sunlight, but you might be able to tell that there's blues, there's oranges, yellows, greens, pinks, and so that's kind of the color I went for in here. Plus the one dresser thing that I already have in here has gold accents. The handles to the closet, the door, the front door, and the bathroom are all gold too. And so that's also why I added some gold in with the curtain holders and stuff like that. For the rug, I went with blue because there's a lot of blue in the sky. I felt like blue would look good for a rug in here, and it'll go good with the green. It is super soft. Why does it sound like there's something on it? Oh, because it's a carpet. It's a really nice rug. It does have to relax a little bit from being folded up, but I bought it off of Amazon. It's one of the more expensive purchases I made for this room. It was around, I think with shipping, around $150, $160. But it's super soft. I did put it a little bit under my bed so that anybody getting out of the bed, again, I say that like I have so many people over. So anybody getting out of the bed wouldn't trip on the rug. So I did tuck it under my bed just a little bit. But I also cannot put it flush up against the wall because we have a heating vent right there. So it can't go flush up against the wall, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Let's move on to accessorizing more. I bought one of the cheap bookshelves from Walmart. I needed a bookshelf. I've been reading a lot. These are like $25. I have a ton of them in my house. Well, Chase has a bunch in his office. They work really well. Logan has some in his room too. So does Bella. This is the only room I think that doesn't have one. And so we're going to build this really quick, and we're going to put it behind us so I can start putting my books on the shelf and stop sticking them in my closet. I think I can make these and the IKEA ones by heart now. But we're going to put it up against that wall. We might move exactly where it goes as I do the other things, and we're going to fill it up last. We're going to accessorize last. So let's just move it. I was thinking right under the painting. Right there, maybe. Again, we might move it. Thing, I'm gonna have to take it apart right here and put it together over there. It's for over there. But as you can see, it's a big chair. It's a giant chair, and it's pink. It's like a light pink to go with one of the buildings that's in the painting. I went back and forth on what color I wanted. I thought maybe a yellow or an orange or even another blue or black. And I decided on pink because the painting has pink and I don't have any other pink things in this room. The bird has a little bit of like pinkish purple on it, so it'll fit well with that, but I think it'll look good in here. I'm gonna have to put it together here and kind of move it over there. But this is gonna be a big statement piece for the room just because it's gonna be big. But it's also gonna set what we do with that side of the room because the room is long, it's long. So I'm gonna put this together, I'll be right back. Okay, remember it's dark out, so colors aren't going to be spot on like they will be tomorrow. I think I'm going to try to move it before I put the cushions on. It's lower to the ground than I thought it would be, but I also bought it online, and not everything you see is accurate online. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's really not. I think it'll do just fine once the seats are on. So I'm going to try, I'm hot now, to pick it up and move it over here. I was hoping, since I'm going to put my books here, that I can make kind of a reading place for me to read instead of reading in bed, or, I don't know, make a reading little nook. Oh, it's just sliding on the rug. Nice. And it does spin. It's a spinny chair. Let's add the cushions to the chair because it just looks so blank right now. The cushions, I think, are heavier than the chair itself. Does this matter which way it goes? Yes, it does. I might also look into, in the future, get an ottoman for that chair. I don't know. Oh, it goes this way. It goes this way. It is comfortable. It's not hard to spin either. So, also has pockets on the side. Has a little bit of a weird feel to it, but I don't feel it now. I bought this from Aldi's a long time ago. And it's just kind of been floating around the house, not really being used as anything. Maybe we could put that in there, like right here, and put throw blankets on it. So you can like curl up on the thing, on the chair, and have like a throw blanket. Let's just see what it looks like. I kind of like it. And now I just need to find throw blankets from my closet, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to put the lamp up. I'm going to need the extra light in here. So let's add the lamp to my bedside table. Chase doesn't have a lamp on his side. He doesn't want a lamp on his side. My lamp lights the whole room. Plus we have all these lights, okay? So we only have the one lamp. That's the way he likes it. That's what we have. As you can see, I went with gold and black. Gold to match the door handles, the handles on the black dresser looking thing, and curtain ties. So that's why I went with gold and black. It matches other stuff in the room. Oh, and we even have this gold fairy lights wrapped around the black bed frame. So we even have gold there. That was very bright. I'm gonna leave that on. Okay, let's get the bed set up and then we'll accessorize the rest of the room, bring it all together. We do have some choices for the bed, okay? But not the sheets. And yes, I am putting it directly on my bed. I will wash it later. No worries, no concerns, we'll be all right. First thing we're going with is the Better Homes and Garden sheets. Honestly, it was the cheapest at Walmart. I wanted the Walmart brand ones because they're only like $17 or $20, but they were sold out. So this was the second cheapest. This is what I went for. They get really expensive. I seen one that was $70, and that's just not my budget right now. These will work. So I'm gonna throw these new sheets on really quick. And then we have a choice on bed covers. The sheets on. It did come with another sheet and pillowcases, but we might not use them if we use one of these sets. So tell me what you think. You can tell me what you think about the whole room, honestly. I don't take things to heart. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's okay. I found this at Aldi's. And I picked it up for Christmas. But then today, Aldi's... My Alexa's going off. But today, Aldi's put out Christmas ones. And I was lucky enough to grab one. $30 for a whole bedding set. For a Christmas bedding set, felt like a steal. So we could go something like this because the curtains are green. Now it does have the same green in there a little bit, but it's mainly a different green. But then I also picked this up from Amazon because I knew I want a green on the bed to go with the curtains, to tie in with the curtains so the curtains didn't look so odd. So then I did pick up this. I'm sorry if the lighting's terrible, by the way. We're almost done, and then tomorrow you'll really see a good shot of it all. And you might say, why not just use the green blanket that was on your bed to begin with? It's a duvet cover blanket. The blanket's perfectly fine. The duvet cover has holes all over it. It's like done. It's been done for a while now. But like I said, it took me a while to put this room together. So it's done. So do we go with this? I think it's like a two-tone. Neither one of these greens are perfect with the curtains, by the way. Neither one match perfectly. Or do we go with this one, which has a pattern on it? Do we want solid? Or do we want a pattern to give the room some pattern? Because there's a lot of solid things in here. You know what? Both will get used, okay? My kids might actually take one. They don't have a queen-size bed, but you can still use the blanket even if you don't have a queen-size bed. I think we're going to go with the oldies one. I think I want a little bit of pattern in here. If it ends up being too much, we can always change it. That's okay. But let's see what the oldies one looks like on. Oh, I want to show you before I did this, and I forgot and I grabbed this. The under blanket to that big blanket from Aldi's, both of those are thick, and I know we're going to be sweating tonight if I use both of those, so I only used one, and I put the other one on my dog's bed, so we match. The dog's bed matches our bed. So you didn't ever seen the dog's bed. The dog's bed is actually like a toddler size bed. I got it for free. I tried to give it away to somebody who would actually use it. Nobody had a toddler at that time. So I gave it to our dog and he absolutely loves it. He's still sitting outside that door waiting to come in and I feel so bad. But we're almost done here. So that's what the bed looks like. And then his bed is right there. So we match. He has his own bed, and we have our bed, and we match. And listen, he does not try to get on our bed. He has thyroid issues. That dog gets hot and cold and hot and cold. You can tell he does. He'll go lay on his bed, and then he'll lay on the hard floor. But he will never get in our bed. He knows that he will sweat, and we will sweat, and so he never does it. All right, and he does have some other blankets for that bed. He likes a lot of blankets. They're just in the washer right now, so his bed will have more blankets than that. He likes to make a nest, like a little bird. That's what we call it. He likes to make a nest. Anyway, let's fill up that bookshelf with some of the books. These are some of the books that I've read this year so far. I have been heavy into reading, which some people might look at this and go, that's not a lot. But to me, it was a lot. I've been heavy into reading, and so I'm thankful I have a place to put my books instead of just throwing them in my closet, and then they get lost. So we're going to put these on the bookshelf. Oh, I didn't realize this was running the whole time. Sorry. I went to go grab Chase's books. He's reading The Witcher right now. He has one over there. These are ones he didn't get to yet. I want to add them to the shelf so that he also has his stuff up here, and it's not just mine. He does have a lot more books, so he might fill up this whole shelf in the next few days. But I'm going to leave that shelf for him. The bottom shelf, I actually have some other books to add. These are some books I have not read yet, but I would like to read them. Five Below had a good amount of books one day, and so I got them. But then I always had this light floating around the house, so I just want to see if it looks cool over there or not. I don't know. Okay, it is the next morning, and I need to get washed and start my day. But I figured I would show you the room really quick. Some things did change since last night, so I'll tell you about those as I show you. First of all, this is where you come in. So we were able to do some paint touch-ups there, which was much needed. The bed is still remaining the same. It worked last night. The blanket was actually a little long, and the light is working again. Alexa, let there be light. Okay. And I could change the colors too, but we're not gonna play with that right now. You know, we're gonna leave the light on. I was gonna turn it off, but it actually looks nice. All right, so the bed stayed the same. Hero's bed is the exact same, though. When I take pictures of this room, I might remove his bed because it does look a little odd with a toddler bed being on the floor, even though I know it's for the dog. You know it's for the dog. Pictures when I show people on my portfolio probably won't look as great.
The curtains worked really well. We did leave them like that all night. The picture stayed. This is what changed. So I bought another bookshelf to put right there. And the shelves that are empty, I'm leaving that up for Chase to decorate because it's also his room. But I did add another bookshelf because it looked a little odd the way it was. Got some feedback from people. It was odd. So I added another bookshelf. The chair I moved over more. And then the blanket rack I put over there for now with one of our plants. Oh, dryer's done. I put it over there with one of our plants for now. And you know, the seasons are coming, the seasons are changing. So I do have some themed throw blankets that I could change that out with. But that's just the blanket we have on there for now. And over here stayed the same. We were able to paint and touch up this wall. This was something that I was asked about. So when we come in here, we do have this little wall. It's not that big. And as you can see, this is an air, where's my finger? This is an air duct vent right there, and it is large. So you can't really drill anything into that wall. You're going to be hitting that metal. It's not a great idea. So I was trying to think of what else I could put there, and I decided to leave it empty. Because the rest of the room is filled to me. I don't want to add more stuff. So I think I'm actually just going to leave this wall blank. Maybe I do put a Christmas tree in our bedroom every year. Maybe that's where the Christmas tree will go this year. But honestly, I don't mind that wall being empty. We have so much more going on. So that is the makeover for our master bedroom. The next thing is going to be the master bath, which is in there. And that's definitely going to need more work than I can do by myself. I'm definitely going to have somebody else help me with plumbing and electrical. But it does need work. It definitely needs more work than this bedroom did. So if you want to see that, it's definitely going to take me time to design it, plan it, get all the things needed. Subscribe or just check back after the holidays because I need to focus on Christmas and all now. I have kids, I have teens, we have Thanksgiving. My money needs to go elsewhere right now, but it was still fun to do this. I hope that you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.